This program is rated GE. Content carried in here is suitable for general family viewing.
Hello there. Good afternoon, and of course, many thanks for joining us this very amazing afternoon. Indeed, we have much and more lined up for you in this particular show, the On the Spot show, and we welcome you all for this. And remember, you can be part of this discussion, or rather, you can be part of this show. You can send us all of your feedback and, of course, comment on all of our social media platforms. You can even talk to us on our individual, social media handles. You can tweet me at AUMA Events, at Rail Pinches, and remember always to use the hashtag On the Spot. And on that note, we have plenty lined up for you. Remember, the last time when we were talking about, Harambee Stars, when they were preparing to actually take on Russia, there were so many sentiments regarding the performance of the team, whether, of course, Harambee Stars has what it takes to actually take down their Russian counterparts. Bearing in mind, their ranking in terms of FIFA, one sits at 39, that is Russia, and Harambee Stars 109. A big difference. But we saw what the boys were able to do during that friendly match. Had it not been for that extension, and this begs the question, like, why is it, should it actually be, must it be 90? What about maybe sometimes you can lower it down to at least 80? Then maybe today the story would have been different. It would have been 2-1, but you know what happened? But it's a good result against a good team like Russia, owing to the FIFA ranking. So that was a very positive and a good statement going to the qualifiers that is set to take place next month, that is November. Good note to actually end international competition, rather international friendly. Now focus will be shifting, or rather we'll be focusing on that qualifier, and Kenya will be up against Cote d'Ivoire. We have the likes of Burundi, Seychelles. Will they now, the question will be, will Harambee Stars be able now to clinch that ticket at least, so that we can play this World Cup for the first time ever in the history of Kenya? So that will be part of the discussion that we'll be talking, or rather we'll be taking a look at that here on the Sports Show. But remember, there is a couple of events that are happening, and one in particular is the World University Games that is currently underway in China. And remember, one of our very own team, that is Kenyatta University men's football team, the sole Africa representative, they played their first match today, and of course the result was superb, 4-2 against the University of Split from Croatia. That is a very good statement for a team that is taking part for the very first time in that tournament. And of course, by the caliber of the teams, when you look at Croatia, even statistically in terms of FIFA ranking and performance, head-to-head statistics, they stand tall, head and shoulder above, of course, Kenyatta University men's football team. But in game of football, there is many surprises, and that's what we saw. And that is a very strong statement to actually begin this particular campaign on a high note. And beside that, football is back. We had some international break, and today we have big games, both locally and internationally. But here in Kenya, one of the matches that many are just waiting to see what, or rather how will things unfold. I'm talking about Gor Mahia versus Tusker, big match that will be that will go down actually tomorrow. And these are one of the dominant teams in the English Premier League for the maybe 5 seasons in a row. The title has been shared between these two teams. So one team is on high note right now. They are unbeaten in 6 matches. The other team is pretty much struggling. They have lost 2, drawn a couple of 2 matches, and a loss here and there. And now that is the current form that Tusker FC finds themselves in. But of course, Gor has been, the start of this league has not been, that pretty bad on their side. They are second on the log, and of course, behind the league leaders right now, Postal Rangers, who are leading the log with 16 points. A good team that has also not lost any of their matches right now. So it's a busy roundup of fixtures for you, and we'll be unpacking it for you in just a matter of time. But first thing first, let's take a look at the highlights, some of the news that we had actually prepared for you this particular afternoon. Right now, Kenyatta University men's football team began their all-University World Cup games on a high note, beating University of Split from Croatia 4-2 in the ongoing FISU World University Games in China. University of Split were the first to open the score sheet. KU pulled one back to level the matter before their Croatian side added the second goal. The African representative marshaled the numbers to stage a perfect comeback to bag all 3 maximum points. And of course, it's a good start, if you ask me, for Africa team and the sole Africa representative, and for that matter, KU, and we wish them all the best, even as they endeavor to bring the title home. Remember, they will be up against a couple of teams who, in their own right, they are, a tough opponent, but will happen. And this is a very strong statement for KU. And that story, we'll be following it, and we'll break down to you in the simplest form for you to understand in terms of the group stages, their journey until now. They clinched the ticket, and now the real competition. So what they are up to, in which fixture, which team, they will be up next. All that in just a bit. We'll be bringing you back-to-back analysis of these FISU games. Well, now let's move on to another story, that is rugby. The national 15 sides rugby women team, Kenya Lionesses, failed to capitalize on their scrimmage dominance over Kazakhstan, losing 18-12 in their second WXV3 match played at the 7th Stadium in Dubai. Right now, from rugby to athletics. Now, the Athletics Kenya, aka Track and Field Series, is set to kick off early this season, with the first leg slated for Thika on December 15th to 16th, followed by other legs to be held in Embu, Kisii, and Mombasa. According to athletics, the track and field meetings will double up as sprints build up ahead of the next year's World Relay Championship to be held in Nassau, Bahamas on May 4th to 5th May 2024. Kenya is also expected to host 2 global events, the Sirikwa Classic Cross Country Tour on February 3rd and the Lobo Village in Eldoret, and the Kipkeino Classic Continental Tour on April 20th, 2024. Okay, now from athletics, now let's switch gears to some qualifiers that could serve to be very instrumental to Team Kenya. Now, the women and men's national hockey team have already arrived in South Africa as they prepare to take on the Olympic qualifier, to take part in the Olympic qualifiers game scheduled to take place at the University of Pretoria grounds. The women's hockey team, led by top scorer in the Kenya Hockey Union Premier League, Maureen Ongoche of Strathmore University, will take on Namibia, Ghana and Zambia, while the men's team, led by top scorer Festus Onyango of Butali Warriors, will tackle Egypt, Zambia and Ghana. The hockey qualifiers game will take place from the 29th of October to the 5th of November, where the winners of the both categories will get automatic slot to the 2024 Olympic Games set to take place in Paris, France. All right, now the Kenya Ports Authority basketball team kick off their road to BAL Group FC division campaign on the wrong footing, falling to Dynamo of Burundi 75-63 at the ICTC Stadium Gymnasium in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. KPA has to, or rather have the remaining fixtures and will have to at least secure their ticket to the Elite 16 if they play next Benin champion Elin Cotton and Pazi of Tanzania. Okay, so let's move on. Simba SC of Tanzania played to a 2-2 draw with North Africa heavyweight Al Ahly in the inaugural fixtures of the Africa Football League played at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam. Petrol de Luanda will play Mamelodi Sundowns at the quarter-finals fixtures set to be played at the Estadio de 11th November. And the TP Mazembe will host Esperanza de Tunisia in Dar es Salaam as Enyembe host Wydad at the Goodswill and Capio Stadium. Right now, from football to rugby, the ongoing World Cup rugby that is currently underway in France. Well, the 3 times champions, that is the world champion New Zealand, will play in the 5th World Cup finals. This is after the All Blacks secured a convincing 44-6 win against Argentina in the semi-final encounter played at the Stade de France. The New Zealand will play the winners of South Africa vs England encounter that is scheduled for today at 10 p.m. at the Stade de France, same venue. Okay, now let's switch gears to international football action that is set to take place in various fields across Europe. Now, football is set to resume this weekend after a 2-week international break with a couple of entertaining matches across different leagues, including the English Premier League, the Spanish La Liga, and the German Bundesliga. Well, our sports reporter has wrapped it up for you, these particular fixtures, and this is what to expect.
Take on Granada from 10 p.m. In tomorrow's fixtures, Sevilla tackle league leaders Real Madrid at the Ramon Sanchez Stadium, while Celta Vigo will take on Atletico de Madrid from 10 p.m. Match day 8 action of the German Bundesliga kicks off tonight when Borussia Dortmund take on Werder Bremen at the Signal Iduna Park from 10 p.m. And in tomorrow's fixtures, VfL Wolfsburg take on league leaders Bayern Leverkusen at the Volkswagen Arena, while defending champions Bayern Munich will tackle Mainz 05 from 7:30 p.m. In tomorrow's English Premier League Match Day 9 action, Liverpool take on Everton in the Merseyside Derby at Anfield in the early kick-off fixture. Defending champions Manchester City will look to bounce back from 3 defeats in a row when they play against Brighton at the Etihad Stadium, and Chelsea will lock horns with Arsenal at the Stamford Bridge in an entertaining London derby from 7:30 p.m. In tomorrow's Italian Serie A Match Day 9 action, defending champions SSC Napoli take on Hellas Verona. Torino play against Inter Milan, and Sassuolo will tackle SS Lazio, while in the French Ligue 1, defending champions Paris Saint-Germain take on Strasbourg at the Parc de France from 6 p.m. Njama Gikomo for KUTV Sports.
Right. Well, on that note, we have, a packed up weekend for you. And of course, one of the big match that many people are waiting, that is a clash of the Titan between one of the most, or rather two of the most fierce competitors between Arsenal and Chelsea. Now, the question is, who will reign supreme? And that brings us to our question of the day. Between Arsenal and Chelsea, who will reign supreme? Remember, this is a London derby. One team is pretty much, they are the mouthing type of a team. The other one, they are humble, the money bags. So we are asking between the money bag and the mouthing type of a team, who will reign supreme? Well, talk to us on all of our social media platforms. Remember, you can talk to us, you can send your comments and, all regarding this particular fixture, and who do you think will actually carry the day. Remember, that match is tonight 7:30 p.m. hapa ndo tunajua mbichi na mbivu kwani ni kesho. Well, we are taking a short break. When we come back, we'll be diving into any more kind of local sports review. And remember, we told you about the ongoing FISU games, so we'll be taking a look, rather dive at it to give you analysis regarding that, the ongoing All Africa University Games regarding this performance. Remember, we have one of our very own team that is sole representative of Africa, and their journey was quite impressive. Remember when they began shaky against the Makerere Business University. Then there we went to the semi-finals, and eventually they clinched the ticket 2-1 against that is Kampala University of that is Uganda. And from then they earned this particular ticket. They have been training a couple of months prior to this particular tournament. So today they were facing rather, in terms of plain term language, you'll say they went to this tournament as the underdog with zero experience as far as playing this tournament is concerned. And now they went there, their first game, it's pretty good, very strong statement against a very strong team. If we were to go by the standard of football, Croatia is ranked top, unlike Kenya, but that is football, and that is history. So today they are there to set another new history. So what will happen? That is something that we'll be taking a look at it. Do they have a realistic chance of actually going all the way to the final, talk less of lifting the trophy? Well, see in a bit after this break.
I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland, and I'm the main coordinator of the CAFE project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Eva Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
God is the beginning of wisdom.
The Bible says, when he spoke, then he spoke a parable to them, that men always ought to pray and not lose heart.
Christ says, I stand in the door and I knock. Whoever hears my voice and opens, I will dwell with him.
Like the moon, I will fade, but like the star, I will rise again. And though I fall, be rest assured that I will rise again.
Go to the hospitals, tell them that God will heal them. Go to the prisons, tell them that they'll be free. Go to the crusades and tell people that Christ is coming, and sooner than the word itself, is the second advent is imminent.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
Folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
People pass vuguvugu. People pass ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, ndio inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni Duniani Leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
You know, reggae music wasn't the most popular music in my neighborhood growing up. And I discovered it on the radio, and from the first moment, just couldn't stop listening.
And many people express themselves through music.
Music is a freedom of expression.
We want the music to reach the people.
They see me smile, but they don't know what I feel inside. Traffic on I bring from the beginning.
I gave you my heart, right from the start. Don't break it, Maria. I gave you my heart, right from the start. Don't break it. Wanna be with you, I'm an African.
So when you are sad and you listen to this song makes you happy, feel encouraged. The song gives you hope for a bright future.
Message the world.
All talent, there's always room for improvement.
To have faith.
You can be lazy and wait until it's over, or work hard and, try to be ready whenever there is something to do. We can just be on point.
We need to join hands and realize that together we can achieve.
For John so loved this world now, he gave his only begotten Son. Whosoever will believe in him should not perish but live.
God did not send his Son to come free, condemn this world, but through him this world might be saved. Oh my children, hear me
now. Kutoka kuwa jamii ya kuhamahama na sasa kujumuisha kilimo katika mitindo yao ya maisha. Kwenye toleo la kaunti ya Narok, hii ni Boresha Kilimo, kwani afya bora ni kilimo bora.
Kwani kilimo ndicho huboresha maisha.
to the Church O'Clock Show. I'm your host, Esther Becky.
And my name is DJ Tero.
We start you off with a word of prayer and get you started with a live transformational worship experience. And have our minds renewed by the word of God on the word segment.
And not forgetting new music za hii wiki, yani ndakuwa bado nawapatia pale wasanii wamekuwa kiwakali. So make sure manzo umetune in because zitakuwa zina flow pia pale mixes kwa wingi, yani zitakuwa zina come through, and pia performance yani from our gospel artist hapa on Gospel Art
from 7 to
10 a.m. only on KUTV.
kabisa.
Hello everybody, I'm Nana.
And I'm Gigi.
Welcome to Engine Season 2.
The place to find out about the world we live in
and the creatures that we share our planet with.
Join us on the most exciting adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
and out of this world technologies.
Meet incredible scientists
and learn fantastic facts.
Explore, discover, be amazed.
Part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program. Yay!
We're learning every day. Let's go. Engine leads the way.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili
bila uoga. Watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi, hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Technology, science, innovation, ICT and research. These are the ingredients upon which the solutions to the 21st century problems are founded. In a world that is rapidly changing, it's all hands on deck to ensure a balance in all fields of life. Women, young and old, are also in the front line, breaking the glass ceiling, becoming thought leaders in the larger tech space. Not forgetting other societies marginalized. And when the tech Avengers come together, we inch closer to a much safer, efficient, and sustainable world. What we view as a norm in today's advanced world was just an idea, and for nostalgic reasons, we trace back to the iconic days to bring you the retro tech. On Technovation Show, we encapsulate all the pillars of the fourth industrial revolution, decoded in a language, all for one for all. Every Monday at 8:30 as we push the mantra, keep learning something new each and every day. Only on KUTV, a new experience.
right, welcome back, and of course we continue with our sports, discussions here. In this part, we want to take you through our sports review, and this time we'll be diving into local sports review. Remember, we have our ongoing matches, or rather the matches that are scheduled to take place on the Kenya Premier League today, and we'll be taking you through those fixtures in just a while. Then remember, we have the ongoing FISU games that is currently underway. This is the second edition, because the first edition was in 2019, and this time in second edition, at least we have a team from Kenya, that is Kenyatta University men's football team, a team that is representing the whole of Africa in that particular tournament. And of course, it's a good news to start off, or rather to begin with. In the just concluded match that was between Kenyatta University men's team and University of Split from Croatia, the result were pretty obvious. 4 in favor of Kenyatta University, 4 against 2. Well, and to help me unpack this FISU, football analysis and even their journey, is the one and only, that is Pinches. He has been part of their journey, especially during the first Africa All University Games that was held here. Of course, he has been there, and he has an overview of what actually this team is entailed and what to actually expect. Well, karibu sana, intro refu sana.
Inafaa, nashukuru sana. It's been long kabla nikalie kiti hii side, but I always love analyzing things, kwa sababu I think analyzing huwa inakusaidia ama ina create perspective of how you view things from different angle, which most of the time tunasema analyst pia tunakujanga na uongo kidogo na ukweli mingi. But all the same, I think leo nimefurahi sana with KU Hard Nuts recording a 4-2 win against University of Split. Kama ulikuwa na watch hiyo game, ilikuwa nerve-wracking sana, kwa sababu coming down from 1 goal, we equalized, then tukapigwa bao, then tuka-equalize, and then from there ilikuwa flow after flow. And then it's very exemptional that our first 2 goals ilikuwa from set pieces, exemption of free kicks, and inasema how well the team is oiled and prepared for this tournament. And in a way I feel FISU games, first of all, this is the second edition with football as a mandatory sport, but it's not the second edition. It's been there since the 70s and the 80s. It's only that ndio edition ya pili yenye football. Kuna World Cup yani ya football kwa university games. I think ukiangalia the history of the games and how university have been performing since 2019, inakwambia very clearly that no one is guaranteed. Doesn't matter umetoka Brazil, umetoka Japan or anywhere. If any university side has a chance, and I feel like this might be the chance at KU to reign supreme in China and hopefully be the world university champions, which I think would be a very good steps, especially with how university sports are perceived in the country. Kuna vitu nikisema hapa huenda sitaamka kazi, but the reality is public universities zimekuwa zikichukulia sports ni unaona vile tukiwa high school ilikuwa tu mnacheza, kuna ligi tu mnacheza. And I'm saying this not just from perspective ya university, even the federation, the association yenyewe ina organize university games locally, hakuja kuwa na ile kujituma. And if you look at how other universities from different part ya dunia wana organize things, even na hizi FISU World Cup, then inakwambia if you are not careful, then tutakuwa tu tunapitwa, vitu zitakuwa zina happen, tutakuwa tunapitwa. Which I think if KU by wao kushinda the World Cup of football, university football, it'd be a good message, and inaweza tusaidia pia kujipush and probably propel our university games. Wewe mwenyewe, you are witness that in this university or in some of the major public universities kwa hii Kenya, we have teams that are dominating even in the Premier Leagues. Whether it's football, whether it's rugby, whether it's hockey, we have teams that are doing well. But if you go, we have chat na our players, waulize, so what comes ni unapata nini? 90 or hata say 90, I think near 100%. Those guys are just doing it for passion. So you want to tell me mtu anacheza say Kenya Cup, which is the premier rugby competition, na huyu msee yeye anataka tu amalize miaka 4 yake, aombe Mungu apate greener pastures. And we have a chance ya kutransform that perspective, kwa sababu university have the resources, they can even use the sports team to generate income, but no one is willing to take your path. Watu wako tu tufanye vitu kawaida, we chezeni. And that's why nataka naomba sana KU washinde. You anyway wakicheza warudi na hawajashinda within a very short time, hiyo story tutakuwa tumesahau. And we'll move on to kufanya tu vitu kawaida. So I think this one itatusaidia sana to perceive university games in a different angle yenye hatujataka kuangalia.
Well, so according to wewe nadhani success in China probably maybe inaweza kuwa ni kama eye opener.
Wake up call, hata si eye opener nayo iko. Watu macho wanaona, kuamka ndio wajaamua kuamka. And it's very unfortunate that some of the federations, some of the associations that run these university games have been there for so long. The universities zenye nakwambia zina dominate these sports, whether it's University of Nairobi, Kenyatta University, Masinde, they have been there for so long. Their teams have been dominating. There was a time here in KU, all the hockey teams, men and women, used to dominate in the Premier League. Ya hockey. Doesn't happen now. I think madem ndio walirudi, maboy bado wana struggle. Black blood have been, at least they can finish in the top half of the table, the Kenya Cup, which is the Kenya Premier League. Go to volleyball, unapata teams ina dominate, but then the resources iko wapi? And you know, mi wanasema huwezi niambia ati now Kenya Cup haijaanza, so you want to tell me ikianza ndio sports events zinakuanga poa sana. You don't just wake up and have an event, inakuanga ishapangwa. So kama imepangwa, meaning if you want to input any resource, hiyo kitu ishapangwa ahead of time. So ni will hakuna. That's why I'm saying if Kenyatta University had nuts can do well in China, probably might be the wake up call for not just the universities, even easy association that run the university game, the KUSAs and everything. Yeah.
Well, before sasa tuingilie performance ya team, now we mention something very interesting. Well, this problem, is it only because uki apply in a very broader term, this is something that in a trickle even up there. So do you think first of all lazima to change the top ndo tukuje chini, ama it's something ama tunaweza anza na the bottom up way?
No, what I believe one thing, and sijui unanitani niko activist, na watu watasema vinchi zameleta activism kwa show. So me believe hivi, everyone akona chance ya kuchange kitu mahali yako, na si lazima uangalie anywhere else. For example, tuko na the association that runs university games nationwide, but we have the universities that are taking part kwa hizo competition. It just take one university could take sports in a serious way na itaamsha wengine. Same way unaweza ona team like say for example Kenya Premier League, hakuna do na mtu hawezi kudanganya kuna pesa, hakuna. But it just take one team to come up na structure tu normal, structure ina work, wengine watafuata. And it imework. Kuna teams zinacheza division 1 za ball hapa Kenya that are well organized, na nakwambia hii from a perspective ya I would rather by the go to as many division 1 games, division 2 than the Premier League, kwa sababu huko unapata teams zimejipanga mpaka unajiuliza ni nini ina stop team iko Premier League kujipanga kama hii team ya division 1. And then una realize ni hawa watu waliamua tu, like hawatategemea the federation ku change anything, hawatategemea watu wako juu wa change anything, wao wata change from their own. The moment wame change unapata 2-3 teams zinafanya vizuri division 1. Hizo division 1 ndio zimetoa teams like the Gogo Boys, very well organized. Ukienda hata hapa Githurai unapata hii team ni ya mtaa but well organized. So it just takes huyo mtu. So if KU as a university can decide to change sports, trust me, the next time University of Nairobi watakuwa wameona it's working, so they'll change. And people need to tunahitaji kuangalia sports in a more commercial way. Mimi sisemi wa invest pekee, wa invest kitu profitable which is very okay. Bora tu weka pesa na sisi tukuonyeshe vile itarudi hiyo do vile itarudi. Like sports is a platform ya kumake do yenye watu wengi watai kuangalia. Hizi university there is so much money they can make with just sports. But sasa hizo initiative nani anatake? Uwezi jua wewe kuingiza hiyo agenda utakuwa umeharibu how many paths that funds to go elsewhere ama vitu kufanyika elsewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. Na actually funny enough ni bare minimum hata ifanyiki. By bare minimum I mean from kitting to maybe bana nimeenda kwa hizi university sides, the mean machines, legendary side, 3 Kenya Cups, game changer. Yani ukiandika history ya rugby you will never miss a page about mean machine. Alafu unapata hiyo team ina struggle na even kitting, that they have to go to the alumni ndio wakamu walete kit. University, one of the top ranked universities in Africa, but haezi fund team. Go to other universities, kuja hapa upate same story. So what is happening, the few private universities that are taking up sports seriously ndio wanakama wanatake hiyo space ya public universities zile zimeshindwa kujipanga.
A good example,
Desta University,
Zit experts.
Thank you. A dominating team in women's football. You want to tell me hapa hatuwezi kuwa na team iko ya madem na iende ifanye vizuri kwa ligi?
We can.
Kuna kuanga na advantage moja universities yuko nayo ama institutions, pool of players. Like uko guaranteed kama kuna number 10 mkali sahi hard nuts. In the next 2 years si atakuwa mkali hiyo team. Kutoka kwa kijana ametoka Western amekuja ameingia university and is a great number 10. So a pool of inakuanga psycho. Wachezaji nao wanakuanga. Black blood has been there for so long na psycho inakuanga. Unaenda unapata 7-6 players wameenda. But pia kuna a good crop of players when you take over. So already those guys are not struggling. Na the main thing, our struggle na wachezaji. Ni kumake sure tu wachezaji wamekaa vizuri, they are in the best condition ya kuperform. Structure hizo ligi in a professional way, zitengeneze do. Bana, wacha vijana wasome wakitafuta pesa. Juu nayo maisha wewe unaona ni ngumu.
Now back to now this FISU. Well, ukiangalia Kenyatta University kwa Pool B, wako against the University of Split, then we have Paulista University from Brazil. So me staki kufocus sana na the name, but I want to focus na country because ukiangalia Brazil, of course their history kikuja kwa football is well known. Croatia tumewaona, tunajua mambo yenye wako capable, but now that this is a different setup, set of competition, and kila team inataka ku stake their claim. Well, if you were to go by this standard, by the virtue of the team, do you think hapa tuko na any realistic chance, bearing in mind of course one iko down, of course another one to go?
I think for anyone mwenye anaweza kuwa kirule out KU, maybe kwa sababu anaangalia countries, naweza mwambia ako wrong. Kenya is not the best footballing nation in Africa. In fact, we are not even probably top 10 ukiangalia with current standing and everything. So, but KU ina represent the whole of Africa in the University World Cup. So it tells you ile nchi umetoka doesn't matter. Ni Kenya umekam kudu. If you look at the success of FISU games in terms of when football was not a mandatory sport, maybe unaweza sema the likes of Japan and North Korea walikuwa dominant because probably every continent ilikuwa inatoa team na probably ilikuwa team normal ndio inakuja kwa sababu ilikuwa option ukitaka leta. But now look at it from 2019. I think a Uruguay team ndio ili dominate. But kulikuwa na Brazilians, kulikuwa na other great nations ilikuwa zimeleta teams. I don't think where they come from it play a big role in determining kama watashinda hii title. Just playing your card. Leo wameanza vizuri sana. Si ati walikuwa wanacheza na very bad team by the way. Those guys were good. Lakini na sisi tuliwapata mahali. I think set pieces zilikuwa zinafanya kazi vizuri and from watching the game you could tell confidence ya ma player. Wanna believe they have what it takes to win it. Kama uliwatch FASU games, now the All Africa games hapa, pia ilikuwa ina, if you watch it how KU ilikuwa inacheza, ilikuwa inakwambia KU is not just the talent in our push. kuna kitu great behind in our push, which I think ndio inawasaidia sana wana rise even against good teams, kwa sababu the first two games I will tell you KU was not probably the best team in terms of kuingia kwa uwanja. Kulikuwa na other great teams zilikuwa zinacheza vizuri sana, but hiyo push I think pia ukiongeza the fan base ilikuwa inawasukuma sana, na pia coach Tobias I think has done so much in terms of changing the mentality ya AUMA player, kwa sababu pia again university players wengi wana useleb sana, especially if you're in the school team and it's doing well. Kuna ka useleb ka wingi ya wachezaji, not just football, hata rugby kuna ka useleb ka wingi ya wachezaji, na who end up in a mess up mentality ya huo player kabisa, na probably na pia ina mess up na talent. I think kuna kitu wamedu we check the mentality how the players are behaving. They are into win it. They just need first of all kupiga hii game next na the Brazilian team, Brazilian University, and then tukitoka hapo sasa ni one step at a time. We don't need 4 goals, hata tukipiga moja bora tufike finali.
Well, talking about the mentality na vitu ambao coach anafanya, well, before waende China kumekuwa na series of training with high profile teams from the top
Premier League,
like Bidco United, wanaenda Super League wanacheza. Could this be the reason why maybe sahi atuko surprise sana to this result now? Because I remember one of the time when we were talking to the management of the team, wakituambia like one of the areas like Kenya walikuwa na feel like Bidco will win against them is because they were poor at set pieces.
I think the friendlies zilifanya kazi poa sana in terms of hizo friendly wamecheza hiyo time walikuwa na prepare, zili play a big role. Another thing that people should know is KU pia ina contribute to a big chunk of players wanacheza in some of I think Nairobi United wako sahi National Super League. I think there are few players wanacheza na Nairobi United kwa Super League, na hiyo ball pia inawasaidia. Unajua pia ball ya university sometimes inataka pia uchezea huko nje. Uget kuna experience tofauti sana. Kuna experience tofauti sana ya mtu amecheza nje, mtu amecheza school games ama university games. Kuna kuanga na very different, kwa sababu huko nje probably anapata kitu. But hapo unajua inakuwa passion ndio inakuongoza sana, hiyo ndio inakusukuma. So the friendlies plus pia having a pool of players wenye wanacheza nje ina contribute sana pia kubadilisha how the team ina set up. I think pia ambition, Ochola being Africa Cup winner with Gor Mahia, a legend himself. I think pia anawafunza pia kuonyesha hii ball, kwa sababu yeye kama si ball sidhani atangekuwa hapo. So probably I think before even Ochola alikuwa na Vince Obinji, again a legend in his own status in terms of Kenyan football. I feel pia ina contribute. Unajua player pia wakiwa yangu utaka mtu ana change perspective na kuonyesha, because mimi najua saa hii watu wengi wanajua sports hailipi, but sports inaweza kosa kukuwekea direct pesa kwa mfuko, but ikusaidie upate pesa indirect. So unless mtu akuenlighten hivyo, Kenya sports akuenlighten aje, wewe usiangalie ile kitu inaingia kwa mfuko direct, kwa sababu hiyo to be honest itachukua muda. Itachukua muda, but indirect unaweza pata jobs, unaweza pata job kwa institutions, you can make money. Sports inaweza kusaidia ku have an edge over anyone else mwenye yako kwa sports.
All right. Well, now that we are talking about performance of Kenya against perceived teams wenye wako a bit higher than them. Well, nataka tuangazie about Harambee Stars versus Russia. Well, the match ilichezwa on Monday. Prior to that match, kulikuwa na so many just Kenyans wakipatiana their views, and even I remember there is a player, former player that is I think it's Yaya Toure, when anasema like at least in reference to Kenyan team ange prefer, was it Belarus soldiers to play against Russia than Kenya. Well, of course tulicheza, uliona what we did, and beside that watu walikuwa wanasema like Russia wamekuwa out for long, so this is not a good team to actually play against.
One thing na binadamu kwa sababu maoni nayo hata wewe sahi wewe alikwambia hata yeye saa hii landlord wako ukiwa pesa you are in good terms. Wacha usote. So I think one thing nime realize na fan base ni na I think kuna tumai have conversation hii nikakwambia it's very painful if someone is going to comment about your performance and his contribution ni zero. So kama kuna fan ana analyze Harambee Stars na hajai kanyanga hata game ya Harambee Stars kwa stadium au ni watu na kushow minimum contribution kelele uko juu. So inakuwa very unfortunate kwa sababu locally wachezaji even sportsmen whether it's football or any other game we ina take a lot of nini sana. Najua kuna kuanga na pride kuvaa jersey and everything but the hardship some of these players go through, and I'm not justifying their performance or anything. Nasema tu kabla mi feel kwa sababu wale mafano wamefuata ball locally ya Kenya the analysis ni so different na hao wenye wanasema about Russia. Mafans wa ball wenye wamefuata local football wataanza kukwambia I think it's time to let Omala Olunga akae bench. Now that's a genuine conversation. But hii sijui Russia nini. Haya tulikuwa na South Sudan hapa. Before South Sudan watu walisema
walisema Kenya
sasa nani huyo? South Sudan nani huyo tunaenda kucheza na yeye? Ewe sijui nini. Story mingi then wakatupiga. Watu wakaya South Sudan wanatupiga. Hiyo timu imeisha, then tukacheza sijui na Pakistan. Watu wakasema tunacheza na wakulima wa mchele. Sasa Russia, so hizo stories zitatokea. Kwa sababu pia fan base ya local football pia which pia sometimes atujuangi I think pia past experiences where zinafanya kama umekuwa na heartbreak wewe unaona mapenzi tu unaona heartbreak. So which imekuwa na case ya Harambee Stars. Tumeona time and time even the like when Francis Kimanzi walikuwa wanaongoza hiyo team, Kenya inacheza vizuri, inajiprepare in friendlies nini. Once tumefika kwa the main thing, ile utamu tulikuwa tunaona kwa friendlies inaisha. Tuoni anymore. Yani inakuwa complete, so build up inakuwa i pay off. And probably that's why mafans wanakuanga na maoni sana kuhusiana na Harambee and how ina prepare for these games. I feel partly mimi personally I've been a critic ya Engin Firat since the day he was appointed. In fact that sikuwa nafikiria atakaa sana. I was hoping after ile siku zake ataenda, because from analysis ilikuwa inakuonyesha he's not a successful coach. But watching the friendlies Harambee, then nika realize okay, I don't know kwa nini hakuwa successful kwa Moldova ama kwenye alikuwa sijui. You beyond the results haitakwambia support alipata kwa federation huko Moldova. You will never know. Wachezaji alikuwa nao probably you'll never know. Nikasema maybe give him a chance. Na hizi friendly he's lucky anapata hizi friendlies. Now let's see mahali anaweza peleka hii Harambee. If you have watched Harambee Stars in the last I think 3 friendlies, the Russia game Kenya ilikuwa tu exemption. We were playing beautiful football. Maybe compared na South Sudan. Players walianza kuonekana ni kama wanajua, like they are behaving like professionals. Unaona pia mchezaji ni mkali. Tulianza kuona hizo. Na kuna watu wakaanza kuona maybe we are heading somewhere. Maybe compared na hizo games zingine South Sudan performance ilikuwa tu ni Harambee, but now this was different. Mimi kuangalia opponent kwa sababu hata mkisema huo opponent ni jeshi ama ni nini, si alitufunga. So kama he was not that good, why score against us? I feel like every opponent kuna it's good pia ku have friendlies. I know people would say badala kwenda Russia hata hapa Africa tucheze tu na Ethiopia, tucheze sijui na nani, kuna teams ziko poa hapa Africa, tucheze tu nao. Kuna mtu anaweza na we are wasting a lot of resources. But let me tell you, Kenya by just qualifying for AFCON, the last time tulikuwa na kina Sebastian Minyem, we went for a camp in France. I think hizi ndio vitu players wanahitaji kuona. The moment umeona vitu in a different perspective, umeenda stadium, umeona tusikae hapa pia loko sana, tutakuwa wajinga na vitu zetu, tunaonanga vitu zetu tuko tu sawa. Wacha watu waende, in fact hata tukienda friendly tupigwe na nione at least kuna growth fulani in terms of 3 or 5 players. Mimi niko sawa kwa sababu hizo experiences some of our local players will never get them unless wako na national team. So for me I would say we are headed in by now the right direction. I'm hoping kashetani, unajua pia Kenya kuna kashetani ka wingia mahali sijui nini wingia, then hiyo nini yote, kwa sababu pia Kenya atukuangi na zitaitango aje goals zetu hazikuangi institutional goals, zinakuanga individual goals. So wewe tumekuchagua kama president wa FKF, kuna kitu unataka kuachieve, but hii FKF inataka kuachieve nini as the institution, kwa sababu the most important ni hii institution yako. Wewe unaweza dedi ama unaweza tamu yako inaweza isha so unfortunately yetu inakuwa individual, so wewe tamu yako ikiisha unaenda home na kila kitu ulikuwa umejenga. But you see institutional that are helping the likes of Germany be dominant force and win World Cups yenye iliwasaidia ni kumaanisha if I'm out, mwenye anakama anapata paperwork ya kusema vile tumepanga in the next, so kuna plan ya vile tunafaa tu achieve kitu. I'm hoping labda hii this time, kwa sababu elections of FKF they are coming iko mahali somewhere. I'm hoping haitakuwa one of the scenario yenye ni individual goals. So once dereva ameshuka, tumepata dere mwingine anaangusha gari.
Well, hii preparations hizi international friendlies zenye tumeona ni all of this ni preparation to World Cup qualifiers, of which ni next month, just a couple of days away. Well, umeona team yenye tuko nazo in the group stage, the likes of Cote d'Ivoire, tuko pale na our neighbors Burundi, tuko na Seychelles pale. So do you think, umesema mambo unaona si mbaya sana as per now, unaona like maybe this time round maybe tunaweza try maybe at least to meet expectation yenye Kenyans wako nayo?
Okay. Well, first of all, makosa ni wa Kenya. Wako na expectation gani? Wewe personally uko na expectation gani?
At least mimi naweza taka nione tumekanya, unajua the most expectation yangu ni for the first time ever nisikae na babu yangu anipigie story venye hii timu yangu nikitoka hapa sijaiona kicheza World Cup, sitaki nipigie watu wangu hiyo story. Naweza taka nione Kenya at least hata iende ipigwe World Cup, but at least wamefika.
Wewe unataka kuona Kenya kwa TV kwa World Cup na uko na nguvu ya kusema hivyo? Kenya ifai kwenda World Cup. Haifai.
Mbona?
Kufanya nini? To do what?
Kucheza football.
No. Mko na competition hapa East Africa inaitwa Sekafa. Imewalemea kabisa. Kuna wacha na AFCON. Kuna CHAN. Local based players. You have never qualified. AFCON umequalify ngapi?
AFCON yenye naweza kumbuka recently
Wasi hata umetumia word gani recently? Before that was back in 2004. Alafu mnataka kwenda World Cup. Unaona? Hiyo ni unaona umeisikia mtu akisema kitu anataka kuachieve in the next 1 year, alafu unaangalia umsema hadi yako, wao mse pia kitu anatumia ni mbaya. So hapo ndio tuko. Ambition ya Kenya saa hii haifai kwa kunini World Cup. To do what? With what? Not that we don't have the talent, but our wachezaji tuko nao. Maze angalia saa hii ndio tunaanza kupea players exposure ya kucheza with European nations.
Waone carpet pia vile.
Waone, now is the time we are having those experiences with European nations. Hatujai kuwa nayo. Na mko hapa ambition, you want to go to the World Cup to do what? You see, that's why pia mimi uko against na watu wanaweza dichukia. Mimi uko against watu wanasema Africa should get more slots in the World Cup. To do what?
To play.
Hizo tano mmepewa, mmefanyia nini? Isipokuwa World Cup ya last time where Morocco, which no offense but is not so African. Sasa in terms hata vile wanafanya vitu. So hizo slot tano since 1930, okay, hata si 1930 kwa sababu hiyo time teams zilikuwa kidogo. Hizo slot tano Africa imefanya nini? Qualifying ama having more slots doesn't guaranteed. Walai, bole sasa hivi umeona even from the most followed league inataka pia ujipa very tactical. Hii si ile ati ma defender wanne mkae huko nyuma na msitoke. Ball imechange. sisi we tumechange, ball imechange but si hatuja change. And you're having even very small nations hata hii Africa, small nations that are moving in a direction ya watakam watatupita. Let me ask you a simple question. Ndio ujue sasa sports nayo Kenya tunakuanga na jokes. Sports hapa Kenya inakuanga charity. Yani ni mtu atuhurumie, even the government ni tuhurumie ijenge steady, substandard by the way. Gava ituhurumie itoe mchango team in the games. This weekend alone there were roughly 3 international event happening in Dar es Salaam. Bala Africa, think pia kulikuwa na Africa Football League. Dar es Salaam ilikuwa na roughly 3 international event happening there. Rwanda pia ilikuwa imechangia with investment yake kwa Africa Football League. Kenya, when you talk about countries that are doing things to transform African football, Kenya unaweza itaja mahali?
Wacha tusiseme sana.
Au toa patriotism acha kwa mlango. Ongea sasa vile iko.
Wacha tuiombe. Itafanya vizuri in future.
So I feel ni poa kwa qualifiers. If you are lucky ni sawa. But it's cool ambition. Punguzieni wachezaji pressure. Wacha enda wacheze game, we see where they go. Cause anyway tuko kwa qualifiers. Wacha wacheze. In fact hizo qualifier mnafaa muzichukue kama build up to za kutengeneza vijana, cause AFCON is coming. So by the way tusipojipanga hata hiyo AFCON itakuwa na aibu sana. AFCON is coming home and it might be the time now to transform Kenyan football.
Okay.
Unajua kwa nini nakwambia tusiende World Cup? Mimi upenda any day, na wewe unanijua conversations zangu zinakwanga ku protect the main shareholder who is the footballer, who is the sportsman, who I feel time and time has been amepewa unnecessary pressure from Kenya Sevens, Harambee Stars, nani those guys, even athletes umekuwa tukiwapea unnecessary pressure. Because I've done stories, head conversation na hawa say una get hata kuna story mnafanya but I only the light of the day, kwa sababu hiyo mmeongea kama marafiki, mmeongea kama umetoa journalist na yeye ametoa uathlete, mmeongea nao like watu tu wa kawaida, and these guys wanna share story, and then una realize maze there is more beyond what meets the eye. So no more fun atake Harambee Stars pressure, but until ile day player moja atapata courage ya kutokea tu aseme shida wanapitia, then ndio tunaanza kusema maze so wanapitia shida yote. So a good example is the world record holder Chiptum. No fun, alikuwa anajua mse challenges amepitia, kukosa viatu za kukimbia. Hakuna hata kuna wanahabari wengi wako wanajua hizo story. Until mse break world record aongee ndio mnaanza kushtuka. But huyo mse kama angeshinda, the moment umeona Mkenya, you just know he's supposed to win. So Harambee Stars even qualifying for the World Cup ni kupea unnecessary pressure, na probably inaweza haribu even the momentum to the next AFCON, which I feel inaweza kuwa bad sana. I think now focus inafaa, hata ukisikiza hata kama CS alisema ati plan ni kuqualify for World Cup, usisikize huyo jamaa, usisikize. Hata president wa federation akisimama aseme the goal is to qualify for the World Cup, wewe jua ni uongo. Most of them are not in touch with the struggles ama players wanapitia. Ama the struggles wako in touch, and no one is taking even a step ya kufanya conditions ikae vizuri, at least even for the next youngster mwenye ataingia Harambee Stars. Then after investment for a while tunaweza sasa sema we can even question the results of the national team. But as per now, buda mtakuwa mnapea Harambee pressure iko, mtakuwa mnatusi coach huku na shida si yeye. Shida yenyewe timu haiwezi.
Okay. What now to switch focus to Kenya Premier League. We have a couple of matches here, and I don't know if my director hapa kuna hizi graphics. Then the first match that will be Sofapaka vs Kenya Police at Machakos Stadium. Then we have Talanta FC versus Postal Rangers, and we'll be talking about these Postal Rangers. Then we have KCB will be up against Ulinzi Stars at Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, and that match, those are match, scheduled to take place on Saturday, and currently they are underway. Then on Sunday, we have Kariobangi Sharks will be up against Muhoroni Youth. Then Bandari FC will play FC Leopards. Then Bidco United will entertain Moranga Seals. Then Zoya Sugar will be up against Nairobi City Stars. Then Shabana Shabana will be up against Nairobi City Stars at Raila Odinga Stadium. Then we have Tusker FC versus Gor Mahia, and this is where ultimatum actually has been set for Robert Matano. So hapa chuma chake according to many Kimotoni, and that is the big match. And actually I want us first to focus on Postal Rangers. Unbeaten so far, positive results if you ask me, but I do have problem with teams like Postal Rangers who wanna set pace lakini momentum ya continue with the pace.
No, I'll tell you one thing for sure. Postal Rangers this time will set the pace. If you followed Kenyan football for so long, you'll know when you mention legendary coaches, you will never ever fail to mention John Kamau. John Kamau is a legendary coach who is well versed with dealing with very young talents, and Zizaki akiwa pale Thika United exceptional coach, akiwa PFC Talanta he was so good wakiwa huko NSL. So for me na feel the only undoing will be kuweka pressure kwa John Kamau to win anything. For Postal Rangers, based na mahali walimaliza last season and how they have been doing it, I feel like wacha tu Kamau have his moment, let him take one game at a time. Kama watashinda anything, well and good, but it will be so unfortunate kumuongeza hiyo pressure. Yeah, ni kuenjoy tu. Yeah, na like very few coaches will meet wana enjoying football. Like umeona wale macoach, they would rather, for example, Pep, he would rather lose but ufanye ile kitu alikuambia. Ni hao macoach who wanapenda sana like ni tactical, na kama mmeagree this is what we are going to do, wanapenda sana ifanyike. Legendary coach, so much respect for John Kamau. I'm hoping at the end of the season atakuwa mahali hapo top 5.
Top 5 hiyo ni very realistic itakuwa,
even akimaliza hata number top 8, good for him. I think with resources and everything, Postal Rangers usiweke pressure ya kushinda anything. In fact, inaweza kuwa unaweka pressure ya kushinda na wao hawajaweka hiyo. Kwa ambition yao wanasema just finish the season. Kwa kama unajua last season tulianza kuwekea Nzoia Sugar pressure. Wanafaa washinde. Ninakumbe Nzoia hawakuwa huko. They're just taking one game at a time. I feel for Postal Rangers they are playing fantastic football. Ukiangalia vile they are forming against some of these top teams, and even teams ziko na moto sana. I think game yao na Moranga Seal iliniambia so much about your team. I feel like they can make it probably a top 6 finish for them will be good.
Okay. Well, another team hizi nayo tukiwekea pressure ni sawa juu
na against FC Talanta. I don't think Talanta and pia Kenyatta have a chance against Postal Rangers, but it's Kenyan football. Kosangi one surprises, especially now that tumetoka pia international break. Huwezi jua nini ita happen, but I think pale nyuma Postal nao wako na mchezaji hatari sana. If you look at zile team of the week, probably kutoka season ianze anaweza kuwa roughly half of the games amekuwa kwa team of the week as the number 5. So na feel against FC Talanta labda maajabu ifanyike, but they don't have a chance. FC Talanta wana chance against Postal Rangers.
Okay. Well, let's talk about this Gor and Tusker FC match that is set for tomorrow. And these are, two of the best teams in the Premier League, if you ask me. When you look at in terms of sharing this title, the last 6 seasons, it has been between Gor and Tusker. Well, so tomorrow they meet yet again for a very crucial match that maybe might even shape the race, this Premier League race. But right now, Tusker are on a very poor form, if you ask me.
Yeah, Robert Matano, the Lion himself, I think imefika ile kuna kuanga nako ka stage you see internationally kama coach si usema kuna mahali ikifikanga they have to take a break. Unfortunately for Matano, I think we are almost there, and sijui mbona huu happen hivyo. Every time he has to take a break inakuanga akifunza Tusker, and probably the last time I think alitoka Tusker kaenda AFC kakataa, and it's very funny hiyo cycle ishangi. So sahi hata Tusker ikifuta Matano ataenda sijui wapi huko, but eventually watangangana wa struggle, and who do they call again? Matano. So I think Matano anakuanga na ako is a good coach by the way, but kuna mahali huwa inafika. I've never understood nini huwa ina happen. Probably inakuanga ni relationship yake maybe na wachezaji, kwa sababu pia he's very big in shipping out and shipping in. Matano wachelewangu, shipping out shipping in itafanyika. And I think pia Tusker walifanya mistake ya kuachilia some of their kuna wakati pia Tusker waliachilia wachezaji wakiwa on their form. Doesn't matter the age, but I think wachezaji walikuwa form vizuri sana kuachilia. Against Gor Mahia in the last 2 matches amepigwa na Gor Mahia. I think Gor ilishinda na season 2-1, and then game ya pili ikaisha 0-0. Game ya kwanza alishinda 2-1 and ikaisha 0-0. But in the last 6 encounters Tusker wamedominate kwa sababu wamepiga Gor mara 3. I think 2 draws and 1 win for Gor in the last 6 matches. How the teams form ziko sahi tells you that Gor Mahia have an edge over Tusker kwa hii game, and I feel hii ndio siku ya Matano, because even the few Tusker fans wana support Empara Sheka included, they feel ni time ya ku make your change. I feel pia if I was Matano ama ningekuwa niko karibu na Matano, ningejisetianga goals and when to leave. I think sometimes inasaidianga sana when to take a break. Unasema tu ni aje, acha nitulie, then I'll make a comeback. But I feel hata wakimfuta watazunguka tu, na you'll tell me eventually utasikia watastruggle maybe 1-2 seasons, but eventually utaniambia Matano utamuona hapo amerudi. They'll go to Uganda, get a coach, go sijui wapi, get a coach, but eventually utaona Matano amerudi tena.
The dad will be back.
So probably in his absence watakuwa wameshinda 1 title, and then they watakuwa wamefika level wana feel we need, because watashinda title, they go to continental football, they struggle, and then now they feel where ufanyi vile inafaa, then they go back to the man. Kama na yeye pia apige season zake kadhaa, ashinde kikombe moja, and they maintain. Tusker is more of Chelsea and Roman Abramovich. Only almost the same.
Yani ni kuperform.
Haja yao ni kakikombe katikati, like all feel apendi dry spell ya vikombe. Hiyo kitu nikaa inawaumanga sana. And you know it's one of the team yenye pia invest a lot of money in terms of a whole season. I think probably one of the teams yenye uko sure hapo wachezaji hezi complain mshahara.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that is about Tusker. Now, when you look at Gor, 6 match unbeaten, even as we wind up, tumeongea sana. So 6 match unbeaten, and of course right now wameshinda 3, draw kama 2 hivi ama draw kama 3 hivi I guess. So hii pia it's another team that unajua most of the time like tunaonanga kama title credentials, and this time at least wako in somewhere tunaona. So even with the boost like Benson Omalovich, wengi wamekuwa kiuliza maswali, mbona huyo mwanangi kwa national juu top of form. So unaona like maybe Igor, maybe his season could be theirs.
You know who is the champion of Kenya Premier League sahi?
The Kogalo.
So definitely is the team to beat. Now it's been that way for the last how many seasons?
Tuseme 18 years.
Umeanza kiburi sasa. But anyway, the reality is hata Gor wakue vibaya aje. We tujua kwa title conversation watakuwa tu mahali. Even in the worst season. Now we have seen it time and time. Wata struggles juu sikia wamechangisha pay bill nini mwachongoe, but eventually kwa title unajua ni nini? Ni kujitambua. I feel Gor in most of what gives them the push ni hawa wachezaji kuchezea Gor is funny ni so many players wish kuchezea Gor Mahia. Watu wa AFC tulieni kwanza, but ni dream ya wachezaji wengi sana kuchezea Gor. So the moment umepata hiyo chance, pia una feeling it's time ya kujiprove. And I feel pia hiyo kujitambua na kuona Gor kutambulika huwa inawasaidia sana in terms of how they perform kwa season, even wakikuwa na struggle wapi. They might not have the best players, but eventually utaona tu wanafanya vizuri. And hiyo imekuwa that's why pia any coach mwenye anachukua kazi Gor anafaa juu inakujanga na hiyo pressure. Everyone yujua Gor lazima uone mahali kwa title conversation lazima tu utawaona. So this season no different, and of course mi usemanga tu hivi, the champion anytime. Wezi come tu hivi uanze kupiga kifua ati vile season ni yako na unasahau champion. Unless wewe alikuwa champion fala sana ati one season alafu ingine aishie tu hivyo, ama kweni wale champion one off kama ya Leicester one off which ni rare sana, but unless new situation champion kama Gor Mahia ni mtu wezi afford kumtoka conversations za title. This season no different.
Alright, well ushasema hapo wezi tukuja hivi usahau champion. In that note I'll be taking a short break.
Kusema Chelsea ni champion wa nini?
Hiyo message
goja wewe ni champion wa nini kwanza?
Iwafikie watu fulani wajue tu champion wezi tu.
Wacha nao watu, wewe ni champion wa nini?
Mimi Buddha title
no.
Sisi ni champion bana. Tunacheza ligi moja na Manchester City.
Kwani kuna competition ya kinyozi mahali?
Hao wengine ni kibanda Buddha. All right, well, let's take that a short break. When we come back, of course, we'll be diving into international sports review. See you in a bit.
Loving husband and father.
Nothing is too good for my daughter.
An ambitious businessman with a dark secret. A girl with a whole life in front of her, plunging into a marriage that she did not choose with the wrong man.
I'm not ready to marry Zima.
But who is the right one? I love Nambi, a rock star, living the dream.
But the babes keep chasing me, I guess.
It ain't easy being famous, especially with so many glamorous women around. A woman hell-bent on revenge.
You will pay.
Seductive, dangerous. She is a predator. Everybody needs it. Everybody wants it. They will do anything to get it. Love and wealth.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani. Kama ilivyo kipindi hiki kinahusu nyimbo za taarab, chakacha, midwara, midundiko, bila kusahau mapishi. Ambao ndio uti wa mgongo wa pwani ya Afrika Mashariki.
Jamani, swahibu zangu mliopo maskani, hatuonani wenzangu, najua mwanitamani.
Hapa KUTV, nahodha mwendesha chombo cha baharini, yani ua linalunukia na kuvutia waridi tamu.
Bajuka ni kama unarusha mikono, tingisha kichwa chuku usivunje kisogo.
Mbona nyinyi na wawasha nkikula nyama choma tu firifiri na
niko na pesa kushinda babako. Kasikia vibaya uko kwenu, kasikia vibaya.
I want to flex my love.
To the Church O'Clock Show. I'm your host, Esther Becky.
And my name is DJ Tero.
We start you off with a word of prayer and get you started with a live transformational worship experience. And have our minds renewed by the word of God on the word segment.
And not forgetting new music za hii wiki, yani ndakuwa bado nawapatia pale wasanii wamekuwa kiwakali. So make sure manzo tune in because zitakuwa zina flow pia pale mixes kwa wingi, yani zitakuwa zina come through, and pia performance yani from our gospel artist hapa on Gospel Art
from 7 to
10 a.m. only on KUTV.
Get ready to level up your style game. Tune in to Fashion Diaries every Monday at 8 p.m. with me, Ashley Asachi. From killer heels to slit suits, we've got the trends that will make you shine. Don't be left out. Join us for a fashion-filled adventure.
associate professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland, and I'm the main coordinator of the Cafe project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Ewa Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vuguvugu. Pepo pa ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, ndio inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Where should we begin? My business is basically empowering women. All right, so what I do is I empower women, I boost their confidence through fashion. So I don't just make clothes, I make clothes that empower women all over the world. One of the main challenges that you experience in Kenya as a dark-skinned model is colorism. So when you are a dark-skinned model, you fit more in the high fashion world. So at Nilotica, we don't follow any trends. Yes, we just have signature looks that are timeless. I'm extra. Extra, man.
You give me hope.
To Kenya, this is my jam down.
I said, manami, I will never give up. Na hata nikisota show me something.
Everybody wanna feel like me.
You is like a river.
Real thing, if I never mama, I wouldn't believe it.
Hear me when I say just like.
Hello, everybody. I'm Nena.
And I'm Gigi.
Welcome to Engine Season 2.
The place to find out about the world we live in
and the creatures that we share our planet with.
Join us on the most exciting adventures across the African continent.
See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes,
And out of this world technologies.
meet incredible scientists,
And learn fantastic facts.
explore, discover, be amazed.
Part of the next generation of African change makers.
Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program. Yay!
We're learning every day. And you lead the way.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi wana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili.
Bila uoga, watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
what are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Can Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosive.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
Right, welcome back to the last segment of Sports Show, and this is the International Sports Review. And I'm glad to be joined by my able panelist here, and of course the bottler. You'll introduce yourself.
Of course, naitwa Kevin. Arsenal yule mmoja tu. Ndo tulibottle lakini bado tuko fit. Sijui hata Tottenham inafanya nini juu yetu.
Aina noma ndugu, tutakuweka kwa maombi. And of course you.
Madegu wa Madesh, fan sugu wa Man City. Na ndugu yangu hapa anaitwa Kevin Machupa. Thank you.
All right. Well, now talking about the bottlers. Remember, we have a couple of matches here, and of course, the first match, Liverpool versus Everton. Remember, currently the match is ongoing. Scores 0-0. Everton already wako na red, and hii maybe ni inaweza kuwa walkover, but this is a derby, the Merseyside derby. Later on, tutakuwa na Burnley versus Brentford. That is another match that aina mbwembwe sana, lakini watajaribu, tutaona hapo. Then we have Bournemouth who will be up against Wolves at Vitality Stadium. We have Nottingham Forest against Luton City, or Luton Town rather, Luton Town. Well, two struggling teams will be wanting to bounce back from a very, slow start. Then we have Manchester City will be up against Brighton. Hapo tusemi sana, lakini another match we have Newcastle United will be entertaining Crystal Palace at St. James Park. Then the big match, the Mighty Blue, they will be up against the Bottlers. Well, tuliambiwa hapo watu lazima waheshimu viongozi, na uwezi tu kuja na kierere hivi udhani ni kama hii nyumba unaona. So Chelsea versus Arsenal. This is London derby. It's a derby of dominance. A derby of ni nani akona si vikombe, lakini ni nani akona sauti ikikuja kwa European football. Nani akona okombe? Nani at least amekaribia ama alinusa okombe juzi? Na kuna timu ingine imeingoja wanajaribu, lakini unajua nyani akiwa pale umongoja tu chini. Hiyo ndo story ya the Bottlers, na it will be Chelsea against Arsenal. That match will be played at 7:30 p.m. Then we have still today, Sheffield United will be up against Manchester United. So this is a game of United, so I hope they unite in their strong draw. So this team will be united up. So we have Aston Villa against West Ham United. So that match will be played tomorrow at 6:30. Then we have Tottenham versus Fulham. That one will be on Monday. Tottenham versus Fulham, and that match will be played at 10 p.m. East African time. Well, waku unajua hapa tuko na game kali, the London derby. Sitaki kuangalia about the previous two games juu kuna venye Simba alikuwa amenyeshewa, mlikuwa mnajua pia nyumba ilikuwa under transition. So performance ya Chelsea against Arsenal the last two matches haijakuwa sawa, lakini the previous one mnajua mnajua ni nani mbaya. Sasa wewe kama bottler hii analysis yako ya hii match unaonaje? Wewe mnaona kama mta reign supreme ama story tutaongea kesho?
Evans, hii team yani ya saizi hatujacheza against it like since mfanye innovation, mlete like new players and being that mmeleta Pochettino and our record against Pochettino huko Tottenham pia iko a bit fair. It was a win-win, home and away. They win, we win. So your game is a bit tough because it's a derby also. But I can't talk very much, but I'm seeing an Arsenal win over 2-1. Amwezi kutupiga hivyo eti mmetoka out of the blues mtupige the first time hivyo.
But do you know London is blue? London is blue.
Not London is red.
Wewe unaonaje? Unajua labda unaweza kuwa neutral hapa.
Juni naona nini nasumona sasa niwaambie sasa. Hapa kuna game kitu ya kwanza. Hapo there's a win for Chelsea.
Win for Chelsea.
One win for Chelsea. Jo Arsenal wana kirere sana. Speaking as a sports analyst fan ationa nachukia nani. Chelsea anaona kupiga jamaa vibaya. Hata washapigwa na waende tumaiti shafika London, waingie Chelsea, wapigwe watoke na bao zao 3, wakaenda kilia home.
Unajua bado unaongea hata vile uchungu ile
the Martinelli goal sana, karibisha hata Mike hapa tukuone.
Bado nakumbuka Martinelli akifunga hiyo bao inakuuma sana, but tutaona tu game
nani tukibeba kikombe la season nakumbuka. Kwa juu yetu nakumbuka vizuri tukibeba ligi ama nyinyi ndio mlibeba.
Tulibota
hata uoga tabia unapiga jezi yako uende upigwe, ununue soda upigwe ndio.
Alright. Ukiangalia Arsenal najua anasema mgala muue lakini haki mpe. Wametry. Tumeona defense kidogo wanakaa kwa solid pale. Naona hadi keeper waliamua wamchange wakaweka huyu Raya and the team yenye imekuwa na compact if you ask me. The chemistry iko pale. Walinunua mchele, kuna rice hapo. Wako hadi na Jesus. So maombi na chakula kidogo ina work magic for Arsenal. Ukiangalia the last match when you walicheza against City, well, it was a good match. It was a good one. So as an Arsenal fan, which area do you think maybe mume improve sana unlike the last season?
Okay, the area that to improve sana is defensive wise. Like hiyo bit yenye Saliba now is okay, injury free. Na Gabriel pia I think tuko too fit kwa defense, and then the midfield hiyo kuleta Rice to complement your strength ya Partey. Unajua Partey was playing there defensive midfield alone, of which we had no option because Mohamed Elneny was on a frequent injury, like long term injury, so he was not much available for the hiyo time ya season yote. So like saizi tuko na Declan Rice, uliona chenye alifanya against Man U. We appreciate that at that short 91.
Anafanya nini?
Wako around. Bado najua wanakumbuka hiyo bao inawauma sana, lakini hata you can still see when Declan Rice alikuwa against Man City, like ana put that effort on the defensive midfield. Yeah, I think those are the two major areas zenye tumeimprove apart from goalkeeper yenye we needed that kind of rivalry kwa goalkeeping. Yeah, to complement each other, hiyo Ramsdale na Raya. Yeah.
Well, for me still bado ni RR, so zina rhyme to either way, but by the Arsenal kidogo kicompare Arsenal sai na last season area
midfield wise wako sawa, lakini sasa kuna shida ilileta anaitwa Kai Havertz. Na kitu fulani ninyi ndio mliouzia because you knew ni nani unaona. Sasa hapo ndo kuna shida hapo kwa Kai Havertz, lakini midfield wise wako sawa. Defense ama improve defense because waleta Timber a complement nani hii side nyingine, lakini bado ameumia unaona. So the defense ni the same as last season, na hiyo last season defense ndio ilifanya kwa bottle league unaona. So nasema pala improve vizuri midfield wise because of Declan Rice, but defense wise bado wako chini. Raya alikuwa na couple of mistakes ile hii game ya Man City. Why not for alikuwa na mistake ya kunini ndio holding nini ku hold ball ka keeper wacha tu mtu mmoja Ederson. Naona ndio naona kidogo mambo yake ni yanafanya naona.
But Alisson pia anajaribu on that.
Lakini saa msiforce ati Raya Ramsey lazima Rab nini hizo nini. Hadi na improve kidogo but midfield mko sawa midfield wise.
Yeah.
Well, the last season something yenye kidogo tunaweza sema ilifanya Arsenal ikafumble kiasi ni squad depth. Like hawakuwa na enough players and ile fatigue players wanacheza game in game out, so kuna ile kuchoka. Sometimes creativity kidogo pia inapotea, so wakaona like maybe wanaweza endea Kai alisaidia Chelsea kuleta champe wakadhani maybe pia inaweza happen. So in terms of squad depth, do you think maybe this time round maybe mmejiweka sawa na surprise at the last minute maybe this time round tutaona?
Yeah, I think in terms of squad depth tume improve sana cause last time uliona like venye tulibottle hiyo ni uchungu sana, lakini when tulibottle uliona
sorry
Saliba was missing in action of which we had no option. Like saizi tulienda tukanunua Timber of which unfortunately ako injury mpaka January. So I think being the second season tutakuwa fit kwa defense when Timber akirudi. And then on the midfield I think Ateta sees Havertz more of a attacking midfielder than a striker venye alikuwa anacheza Chelsea. So and we're still giving him time. We trust in Havertz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about the money bags. I'm talking about the Blues. The only London team that is blue, and London of course is blue, and you know that. So this Chelsea, the start of the season haijakuwa pretty much impressive. Walianza on a very hike mode, then down the line kuwa na a few beatings here, draws here and there, alafu kukakuja ni kama wakaanza kupick. From the last game when walicheza na Brighton, hiyo ndio ilikuwa like the rebirth of Chelsea. So wame went on I think 3 wins. And they're scoring and they're playing beautiful football and they're the youngster and that's the future. Well, do you see a future for Chelsea, especially today against Arsenal?
Naweza sema kitu moja. Leo Chelsea inashinda because tunataka ishinde. Ando kubali tu washinde. Wasishinde juu tumeongea sana na tumemneni sana. But future wise Chelsea yenyewe itakuwa na nini? A good squad, okay, the actors available because they are bringing in more talents each and every time. Chelsea wamesaini unaona. So in the future wako sawa and today it's a win. Yeah, simple.
Well, Chelsea is under transition and on a fair note tunaweza sema like it's like tukianza race Arsenal already nyinyi mshapiga kama ni 100 meters race already mshapiga 80 meters, so mko ahead na 20 au mko ahead na hiyo 80 then Chelsea wako nyuma kidogo na trail. Well, today is a different kind of game. This is a derby and in a derby you can't tell. Wewe umejua derby mingi yenye imechezwa.
Yeah, miracles will happen kwa derby. You never know.
So your prediction today unaona who will win and by what margin?
It won't be a big margin. Considering okay, the game ina depend kama Ateta utuangusha sana kwa kupanga squad na that kind of thing. Utapata maybe ameanzisha nani Havertz instead of kuanzisha nani Rice or Partey, because Partey is fit now. And then on the substitution utapata Martinelli baada ayuko fit vizuri, atataka Martinelli acheze full time, and yet tuko na kina Fabio Vieira mwenye huwa kuanga super sub na Trossard hapo hivyo. So it won't be a big margin. Inaweza kuwa 1-0 win in favor of Arsenal. Yeah, if you it's either 1-0 ama 2-1.
Well, I know sahi ni mchana lakini naweza ku excuse dream because it's a free world. But maybe kama ungekuwa in a position to send one message to Ateta regarding how to align the squad so that I get the best out of these players, what will be that message?
On venye anafaa ku align the squad, I think on the attacking wise, like Jesus nimemwona kofiti on tumecheza like the last 2 games Jesus akicheza kwa wing. Angechezesha Jesus on the wing and then Keita to play full time. Keita acheze like dakika 70, maybe alete Trossard, then they switch, Jesus aende katikati, Trossard acheze wing. Yeah.
All right. Because of time, like nataka to switch very fast to now World Cup rugby. Remember today, England will be up against South Africa, the 3 times World Cup champions. And yesterday it was yet another very big battle between Argentina and New Zealand. And of course, New Zealand, they've already booked their spot in the finals. So today, it's a match of the underdog. Make no mistake, South Africa is a very strong team as far as rugby is concerned. They face another team that probably if you were to turn back the clock, it will be the vice versa. There is a time that England was at the par, but right now they have tried. But when you look at the statistics, they'll tell you in today's fixture, it is actually the swindle is in favor of South Africa. So today, who do you foresee will at least surprise others, and how does the final looks like?
I think South Africa itashinda game. Simple because ilikuwa na test na France because they were the host nation na wakapiga France kwa so sasa naweza sema path ni rahisi. Sasa South Africa itapiga England, then they face against the All Blacks.
So for you it's South Africa. Okay.
Mi naona ni England. Yeah, unajua the last 5 games in this World Cup, England wamewin zote. In that wamepiga Argentina, though ni underdogs, akina Fiji, who are at some point the champions. Then South Africa wame lose game moja, wamewin 4. But being that South Africa wako na that tackling power, like and the pace on the flanks, but I can still give it to England in that wao wanaiweka game per game. They have that mentality.
Game per game.
Yeah.
One game at a time.
Yeah, one game at a time. Yeah.
All right. Well, because you're talking about one game at a time, and let me just update you on the fixtures. Remember the Merseyside derby. It's still 0-0, Liverpool versus Everton, and we have the English Premier League, that is fixtures. Remember the first match, the early kickoff was between Liverpool versus Everton. Then we have a couple of matches there. Brentford versus Burnley. That match will be played at 5 p.m. Then we have Bournemouth will be entertaining Wolves at Vitality Stadium. Time is 5 p.m. Then we have Nottingham Forest against Luton Town. That match will be played at exactly 5 p.m. Then Manchester City vs Brighton. Remember that match will be played at 5 p.m. still. And Crystal Palace vs that is Newcastle. Then we have Chelsea vs Arsenal at 7:30 p.m. Then on Sunday, Sheffield United, then Manchester United. We have Aston Villa and West Ham. That is on Monday. Well, gentlemen, I would have really wished to have enough time, but actually time is not on our side, so we call it a wrap. And many thanks, and of course for those who made this production a success, and for the Blue fans, for the Chelsea fans, well, glory, glory, glory. The London will always be blue. That is a special message, and take it home. Today's game, the victory is ours, regardless of the inexperience and many challenges that we are facing. Tonight, we stand strong and united, not united in the United, but united in blue. Well, so we call it a day. Many thanks, and see you next time. Until then, do have a lovely weekend.